Elizabeth Wilson from the Perth Pilates studio, and welcome to our 7th and final class in our Progressive Beginners Pilates series. Now today we're actually going to be working through, after having built up through the basic level repertoire over the last number of weeks, we're actually going to be working through a true intermediate level class. Early intermediate, but intermediate level nonetheless. So remember, as we're going into more challenging variations of some of the exercises, listen to your body and pace yourself as appropriate. It's okay if it takes a while to sort of get towards being able to follow this whole class straight through. Remember, with most of the exercises, we've done easier versions of the exercises in previous weeks, and also I've given you sort of regressions and ways to make the exercises easier or nicer for yourself if you need to as you're going through the class. So feel free to modify according to how your body is on the day that you're doing this class. As always, we're going to begin coming down onto our backs, lying with our knees bent, feet resting on the floor. Take a couple of breaths into this body here, allowing the belly to expand and soften. On the exhalation, let the weight of the body just melt a little heavier down into the floor. See if you can soften the muscles through the front of the thighs, soften the muscles around the hips and the belly. Let the shoulders just release. Don't think of pulling them down or pulling them back, but just let them go soft. And allow softness through the face, the throat, and the jaw. Have your hands palm down into the mat. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, start to roll the pelvis back towards you into your bridging. You're going to roll up through the spine bone by bone. Now check your form and position as you go. So the top of the hips are tipped back towards you, tailbone is reaching up. Check that you stay heavy through the breastbone, so you're slightly scooped through the front of the body, not arching into the lower back. Breathe in there. As you breathe out, roll down through the spine bone by bone. Allow the lower back to lengthen and open, and release the tailbone all the way down to the floor. Again, we breathe in. Breathe out, sink the tummy, roll that pelvis back towards you. Again, let the lower back melt heavy into the mat. Reach the knees long over the toes. Take a breath in again. Exhale and peel down, vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way down through a flat lower back. Let the tailbone again release to neutral. Breathing in. As you exhale and roll up on the next repetition, check that the weight of your feet is very even. So you're not rocking back on the heels or rolling towards the outsides of the feet. Breathe in again there. Exhale, roll it down bone by bone through the spine. Allow the lower back to lengthen and open as you go. And 2 more repetitions. Breathing in. Breathe out, sink the tummy. Roll the pelvis back. Reaching the tailbone up. Scoop the belly just a little through the front of the body. Take a breath in. Exhale, start to roll it back down bone by bone through the spine. All the way down to that neutral spine position at the bottom with your tailbone heavy into the floor. Final repetition, exhale, roll the pelvis back, deepen the belly, articulate up through the spine, hold the position at the top, take a breath in here, and then exhale and roll it down bone by bone, coming all the way through a flat lower back, and let your pelvis release to neutral. Hold the position there, float your arms up to the ceiling. Reach the fingertips a little bit forward towards the ceiling so the shoulder blades widen and draw forward on the back. And then just let the shoulders just relax really wide back into the floor behind you. From here, we're going to anchor one foot into the floor and allow the other leg to float just to tabletop, taking into our single leg bridging from here. So we take a breath in, again breathe out, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back. You're going to peel up bone by bone through the spine, rolling straight up through the center of the spine, pressing through the supporting leg to come up. Inhale there, exhale, roll down through the spine, lengthen through the lower back. Let the tailbone release all the way down to the neutral at the bottom. We're going to do 2 more repetitions, staying on this side. Exhale, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back. Press into the supporting foot, reach long through the knee of that supporting leg. Press the hips up, inhale. Exhale, rolling it down through the spine, bone by bone. Allow the lower back to lengthen and open and release. One more repetition here, breathing in. Breathe out, sink the tummy. Check the shoulders stay relaxed back, heavy into the mat. Press through the supporting legs, scoop the tummy. Breathing in. Exhale, rolling down through the spine, bone by bone through a flat lower back, and let the tailbone release to neutral. From there, place that first foot down onto the floor, anchor the foot into the floor, spread the toes, allow the other leg to float to tabletop. Keep the shoulders heavy back towards the mat, breathe in again, and as you exhale, roll the pelvis back towards you, reach the tailbone up, scoop the tummy, pressing up, opening through the front of the hip and the thigh. Breathe in there, and then exhale and roll down bone by bone, lengthening and opening through the lower back as you go, and let the tailbone release all the way to neutral. Again, we breathe in, exhale, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back deep in the belly, pressing those hips up high. Inhale here, exhale, rolling down through the spine, bone by bone. Tailbone releases heavy. One more repetition here, breathing in. Breathe out, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back deep in the belly, pressing open through the front of the hips, scoop the tummy, find the ribbed hip connection in the front of the body. Inhale there, exhale and rolling back down bone by bone all the way to the floor. Place that foot down onto the mat, maintain the position here, and let's just do a plain bridge with both feet down to even ourselves out again. Take a breath in here, exhale, roll the pelvis back deep in the belly. Think of the knees reaching long over the toes and articulate up through the spine. Inhale, hold the position there. And as you breathe out, melt down bone by bone, allowing the lower back to open and the shoulders to fall heavy towards the floor. Let the tailbone go heavy, maintain the position here. From here, reach both arms out wide to the sides. Hover them just above the ground, find a little sense of extra stretch and reach through the fingers so there's a little bit of opening through the front of the chest, and then allow the hands to rest to the floor. Take a breath in there. Now as you breathe out deep in the belly, and see if you can float both legs together up to tabletop, keeping knees together. Breathe in, bring the knees over to one side of the mat, just halfway over. Exhale, deep in the belly, let the knees float back up to center. Keep the knees connected in towards each other. Breathe in, take the knees over to the other side. Wrap the ribs heavy back towards the mat. Upper body stays quiet as you bring the legs back to center. Again, breathing in, the knees reach over, the upper body stays heavy into the floor. Exhale, deep in the belly to return to center. Again, breathing in, let the knees come over. You can let the head even roll in the opposite direction to the legs a little if you wish. Exhale, sink the tummy, draw the legs back to center. And again, taking the knees over to the side, wrap back through the rib cage. Exhale, sink the tummy, bring the legs to center. From here, we add into it. Breathe in, take the knees over to the side, hold the position there. Reach the legs long and away, deep in the belly, float the legs to center, and allow the knees to bend. Inhale, knees come over, reach the toes away, allow the legs back to center, and let those knees bend. Wrap the ribs back heavy towards the mat. Again, the upper body stays really quiet. Watch that you don't go so far over to the side that you have to press with the arms to return to center. Keep the upper body soft, draw in through the belly to return. Let's do one more repetition like this to each side. Breathe in, take them over and reach the toes long. Exhale, draw the belly in to return. Allow the knees to bend. Breathe in, take those knees over, reach the toes long. Draw the legs up, hold it there, stay into pendulum. Breathe in, the knees come a little way over to the side, just as far as you can without having to use the upper body, and smoothly bring the legs back to center. Inhale to the other side. Bring the legs to center. And again, continue side to side here, breathing in to take them over. Exhale to sink the belly, float them back up. Breathe in again, take the knees over. Exhale, bring them to center. One more each side. Soft as you can in the front of the thighs. The legs reach long, but watch you don't grip through your quads. Bring the legs back to center, hold it there, stay. Bend the legs to tabletop, take a breath in, and allow both feet to lower straight down to the mat. From there, reach the hands around, fingers interlocked behind the head. Let the head rest heavy in the hands. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, you're going to sink the tummy and curl the head and shoulders up. Maintain the position there, reach the hands to the ceiling and behind the thighs. Hollow the tummy, come a little higher. Maintain the height, hands up and behind the head and hold that position and roll the spine back down. Again, we breathe in. Breathe out. Sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders. Reach the hands to the ceiling and behind the thighs. Hollow, come a little higher. Maintain the height, hands up and behind the head and hold. Roll the spine back down, bone by bone. Again, inhale there. Exhale, sink the tummy and curl. Reach the hands and behind the thighs. Hollow, come a little higher. Hands up and behind the head and hold. Roll the spine back down. We have just 2 more repetitions here. Breathing in, breathe out, sink the tummy and curl. Reach the hands up and behind the thighs. Hollow, come a little higher. Maintain the height here. Hands come back up and behind the head, hold. Roll the spine back, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Breathing in again. Exhale, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Reach the arms up and behind the thighs. Hollow the tummy, come a little higher. Hands float back up and behind the head, hold. And roll the body back down. Maintain your position there. Stretch the arms and legs out long. Check that your ribs stay heavy. Find that little connection through the front of the body. Breathe in, slide the legs in towards you. Exhale, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Extend the legs to the ceiling. Toes touch down to the mat, and then as you exhale, reach the arms and legs long and away. Again, breathe in, allow the knees to bend, toes glide in. Exhale, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Toes touch down to the ground, and exhale, stretch it away. 3 more repetitions here. Breathe in to slide. Exhale, sink and curl, reach the toes long. Breathe in, touch the toes down, stretch the legs away. 2 more repetitions, slide the legs in. Let the lower back imprint and sink a little towards the mat as you curl up. Touch the toes down, stretch long and away. 1 more repetition here, take a breath in. Exhale, slide in. This time as you come up, hold it up there, stay. Exhale. Turn the palms up, inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep that going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. So maintain that rhythm of 5 breaths in and 5 breaths out in your own time. Check the tummy is really sinking flat towards the spine. If you start to feel any work into the lower back, allow the knees to bend, yeah? Breathing in and breathing out. Keep the tummy sinking. See if you can curl a little higher onto the tips of the shoulders here. Exhale, deepen the belly. Breathing in, open wide across the back of the ribs. Exhale, deepen the belly. 2 more sets here. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. Final set, sink the tummy, draw it in flat to the spine. Exhale. Pause and hold the position there. Breathe in, touch the toes down to the ground. Exhale, stretch your arms and legs out long. From here, we're going to go straight into our roll up. Breathe in, float the head and shoulders. Exhale, deepen the belly. The first roll up straight after a set of hundreds is always fun. Round the body forward, allow the lower back to open. Breathe in, stack back up tall, lengthen and grow through the spine. Exhale, slide the gaze down, roll back through the spine, bone by bone, arms float back overhead. Inhale, float the head and shoulders. Exhale, deepen the belly, round the body forward, curl. Hands reach forward as belly pulls back. Breathe in, stack up tall through the spine. And again, exhale, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under. Imprint the spine back. Allow the arms to float only as far as you can without the ribs lifting. Breathe in, float the head. Exhale, smoothly curl. Deepen the belly back through the spine, reach forward. Breathing in, stacking and sitting tall. Again, exhale, slide the gaze down. Think of lengthening and opening through the front of the hips. As you come up on the next repetition, see if you can keep your ankle bones, your inner thighs and your ankle bones together. Breathe in, float the head. Exhale, keep the ankle bones drawing in towards each other. Scoop through the tummy, round forward. Breathe in, stack it back up tall. We have just 2 more repetitions to go. Breathe out, slide the gaze down, roll the pelvis back from the thighs. Allow the arms to float back overhead. Inhale again, float the head and shoulders. Exhale, deepen the belly, draw the tummy back through the spine. Breathe into the back of the body. Exhale, stack and roll back down through the spine. I left out the stack there. We're going to do the stack on the next repetition though. Breathe in, float the head and shoulders. Exhale, deepen the belly, round the body forward, stretch. Breathe in, stacking back up. Final one, exhale, roll down. And as you come back down, you're going to keep your arms down by your sides. Maintain the position there. Bend one knee in towards your chest. Float it up towards the ceiling. Allow the other hip to sit very heavy, open towards the floor. From here, inhale, sweep the leg across the body. Exhale, sweep it up. If you need the opposite hand for some feedback on the hip, on the ribs, on the lower belly, feel free to do so. Breathe in again to take it across. Exhale, sweep it up and catch. 2 more this way. It's a little pause at the top each time. Sweep it round, hold at the top, reverse the direction. Inhale, take it around. Exhale, sweep and catch. Breathing in, exhale and swoop. Again, the tummy sinks really flat in towards the spine. 3 more repetitions here. 2 more in this direction. Final one, sweeping around, hold it there. Bend the leg. Hug it right in towards you. Give it a little sense of stretch there. Lengthen through the lower back. Take that leg out long along the ground and fold the other leg in towards tabletop. Reach the toes to the ceiling and let the shoulders fall heavy back into the mat. See if you can actively lengthen that leg just a little more. Breathe in, take the leg across the body. Exhale, up. Breathing in, exhale, sweep and catch. Keep the opposite hip really heavy down in towards the mat. Swoop it around. 2 more repetitions in this direction. Final one, pause at the top, hold, reverse. Breathing in to take it out, exhale, sweep and catch. Again, sinking the tummy flat. Keep the ribs heavy. Keep that rib to hip connection through the front of the body. 2 more repetitions here. Final one, bring the leg up, hold it there. Bend the knee in towards the chest. Give that leg a hug in towards you. Allow the lower back to lengthen it and open for a moment. From there, allow both knees to come in. Hands go back behind the thighs. You take your breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to float the head and shoulders deep in the belly. Let the feet arc really heavy to the floor. Round all the way forward and up. Make sure you're sitting reasonably forward on the mat so you have plenty of room behind you for rolling. You're going to take the hands down onto the shins. One hand holds onto the other. Remember, you can modify your hand position to make it easier if you need. From here, we take a breath in. As you breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under, scoop the belly in, roll back till the weight's between the shoulders, come up and find a little balanced position. And again, slide the gaze down, scoop the tummy in, deep in the belly. Lower belly up and in, draw it in and round forward. Just 4 more repetitions here. Exhale, find the balance point at the top. Breathing in to take it back, exhale. Again, it's that sense of the tummy drawing in so much that you just happen to roll back. Final repetition here, pause, hold it there. Take hold of the ankles. Lift a little through the chest. Extend one leg out to long. Find that sense of stretch through the hamstring muscles at the back of the thigh. Allow the leg to bend down and reach the other leg long. Lengthen and lift a little through the chest if you can. Take that leg down, hold the position, both legs lengthen, maintain the position there, lift the chest. From here into our open leg rocker. Remember, it's okay to play with this movement when you first start it. Take a breath in, breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under. Exhale, come to the top position and hold the balance. Again, exhale, slide the gaze down and float it back up tall. Slide the gaze down, draw the belly in. Lift tall, find the balance. As you roll back, scoop the tummy, watch the head doesn't touch the mat. See if you can lengthen and lift. 2 more repetitions here, doing really well. Exhale, float it back up. Breathing in, slide the gaze down to roll back. And exhale, float up and hold. Stay there. Maintain that position, lift a little taller with control. Allow the legs to come together. Bend the legs down. Bring the hands to the top of the knees. You're going to scoop the tummy and you're going to roll back just to the bottom tips of your shoulders. Hold it there. Opposite hand to the knee, outside hand to the ankle. Reach the other leg away for single leg stretch. Remember, it's easier if you take the leg higher. Don't be afraid to modify. Take a breath in. Exhale, stretch the leg away. And exhale and switch. Elbows stay wide. The body stays high and still and stable here. If you get any tension through the neck and shoulders, it's okay to take a hand behind your head for some support or to allow the head and shoulders to rest down onto the ground. You'll still get really good work through the lower belly. Exhale, reach away, reach away. That's it. Let's do one more on each side. From here, bring both knees in, stay there. Let the head and shoulders rest down just for a moment. And then from here, we're going to inhale and reach the hands up, legs up, and hands by the hips. Maintain the position of the body. Exhale, sweep the arms around in a big circle. Breathe in, hold. And then exhale, bring the body back down to the mat. Breathe in, stretch the legs long, reach the fingers long. Exhale, sweep the arms around, maintain the height of the body. Exhale, lower the body back down. This is our slow double leg stretch. Inhale, reach the fingers and toes. Keep the height of the body as the arms circle. Don't let it drop. Breathe and hold. Exhale, take it back down. We have 2 more repetitions. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep the arms. Breathe in, hold. Exhale, lower the body back down. Final repetition, inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep the arms, breathe in, hold. Stay there if you can. Bend the legs down. Sweep the hands, fingers interlocked behind the head, straight into your crisscross. If you need a break, that's allowed too. Exhale, rotate and rotate. Good. No rock of the hips side to side. Keep those legs reaching straight out away from you, like they're reaching to touch the same point with the toes on each repetition. Keep high through the body. There's no rock of the pelvis from side to side at all. Let's do 2 more to each side. Keep the tummy sinking into the spine. 1 more each side. Bring everything to center. Hold it there. Rest the head and shoulders down. Bring the arms down by your sides. From here, allow the legs to come out to tabletop. Well done. Almost done in your core work. Reach the legs up to the ceiling. In our last class, we began with a little rollover prep movement. So the rollover prep was that little exercise where you had the knees slightly bent, you scoop the tummy and you roll the hips back towards you. And then you release down, yeah? So what we're going to do today is we're going to start to extend that movement a little further. Now remember, if the progression that I work with today is too challenging for your body today, it's fine to come back to this prep movement. From here, for the next level in the prep that we're going to do for rollover, we're going to come down. I might just slide a little further down the mat. We're going to come down into a position with the legs in tabletop. Shoulders, back of the arms and palms of the hand is ground into the mat. And from here, I take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lengthen the legs and roll over. And your goal is to get to a position with the weight between the shoulders. Take a breath in there, and then as you breathe out, you're going to roll down. You allow the knees to bend back to that tabletop position. So again, we take a breath in, exhale, scoop the tummy up, reach the legs long and over, stretch the toes over, scoop the belly in. And then as you exhale, allow the knees to bend and roll down. Remember, you can either go with this little variation here. Maybe you won't get the hips rolling all the way over. Maybe you can just roll your hips up part way, and that would be fine. If you can, try and keep your upper body relatively quiet. Like I am actually using my arms a little bit here to get the movement, but I'm still keeping my shoulders pressed back into the mat. I'm not pulling forward or rounding forward through the body. Let's do 3 more repetitions here. Exhale, lengthen the legs over, breathing in. Allow the knees to bend as you control it, hopefully, back down. 2 more. Exhale, deepen the belly and roll over. Allow the knees to bend, roll back down. And once more, exhale, deepen the belly and roll over. And then allow those knees to bend as you lower back down. From here, take the hands behind the thighs. Take a breath in again. As you exhale, float the head and shoulders deep in the belly. We're going to lengthen and stack tall. And again, we're going to come to sitting on our mat with our legs directly forward, mat width apart. Again, sitting right up onto the sitting bones. If you need to allow your knees to bend in order to find that position here, then that's fine. Float the hands up just to shoulder height for spine stretch. Breathe in, grow tall. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, reach the fingertips forward, allow the back to open. Breathe in, extend through the spine, reach the arms out long. Exhale, round the body forward and restack the spine, coming back up tall. Again, breathing in. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, draw the belly back through the spine. Inhale, extend, reach long from the tailbone, out through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the body forward and restack and lift tall. 3 more repetitions. Nod the chin, reach the fingertips forward, lower belly draws back. Inhale, extend, think of length and reach. Find the space in your spine. Exhale, round the body forward, restack. 2 more repetitions, breathing in. Breathe out, nod the chin and round forward. Inhale, extend, reach long through the fingers. Exhale, round the body, restack, lengthen, grow tall. 1 more repetition here, breathing in. Exhale, nod the chin, round the body forward. Inhale and reach. Reach the arms a little longer. Thumbs to the ceiling, feelings curly in, and press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Reach longer. 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Round the body forward. Stack and grow tall. Float the arms out to the sides. Exhale as you rotate to the side. Breathe into center for spine twist. Exhale and rotate. Breathe into center. Keep wrapping the ribs around. Remember, tall through the spine, sitting bones anchored into the floor. I don't want any shift to the pelvis or any shift of those feet on the mat. Exhale to wring the air out of the lungs as you rotate. Exhale, take the gaze slightly back. 1 more repetition each side. Exhale, bring it to center, straight to soar. Exhale, reach forward, chop off your lower leg or your little toe if you're feeling flexy. Breathe in, bring it back up tall, keeping the arms straight. Exhale and reach. Arms stay straight as you come back up tall. Exhale, scoop and reach. Again, remember that reach in opposition. Hand reaches forward as the back hand reaches back. Front hand reaching forward, draw the belly back. Float it back up tall. Exhale and reach. Breathe in to bring it back up. Again, exhale and reach, float it back up. And again, exhale, reach, float it back up. Hold the position there, lift tall, and allow the arms down, let the legs come together. From there, you're going to come down onto the side of your hip, propped on your forearm with your knees bent. Today, we're going to take our top arm alongside our body, and we're going to go straight into our side lift movement. So here, you take a breath in. As you exhale, you press with the supporting arm, and you float the hips up off the ground, so you're coming up just to a side plank position. Lower the hips back down. Let's just try that again. Take a breath in. Exhale, press with the supporting arm, float the hips, hold it there, and lower down. Now you have choices. You can either stay as you are with both legs bent, or if you wish to make the movement more challenging for yourself, you can take both legs straight. If you're working with both legs straight, have your feet flexed a little bit back towards you. Again, take a breath in, choose your position. As you exhale, press with the supporting arm, float the hips and float the arm, just because it looks good. Hold it there and lengthen out and lower it down. We have 2 more repetitions. Take a breath in, exhale, press with the arm, float the hips, float the arm, hold it there, reach through the fingers, lower the body down. 1 more repetition, float the hips, float the arm, stay, and lower the body down. Maintain that position, but bring the top hand just in front of you. If you're still working with your legs bent, extend those legs out straight, but the feet now can relax. You're just going to stay long through the body and float the top leg up and lower it down. Now, as you float the top leg, watch the top hip doesn't rock back. So again, it's that feeling of being sandwiched between 2 panes of glass. So there's no rock forward or back through the body. The torso just stays long and lean and stable the whole time. Exhale to float, breathe in to take it down. Just 3 more repetitions here. Keep that sense of length out through the toes. Final one. From here, float the leg up in line with the top hip, little circles, and just play with the movement here. The idea is to stay really stable through the body. So you're trying not to let the body rock forward or back as you go here. This is 6. Exhale, 1 breath with each circle. This is 9. Last one, so of course we reverse it. Take it the other way, press the leg back, reach it long. See if you can stay loose and relaxed through the neck and shoulders. If you do notice tension through the neck and shoulders, then your alternative here would be to rest the head and shoulders down and relax down onto the floor in that position. Exhale, 2 more repetitions here. Final repetition and lower the leg down. Now we're going to progress into side kick. So you float the top leg up. You're going to stay perfectly stable through the body, so no rock of the torso forward and back. You flex the foot and you bring the leg forward just as far as you can without rounding under through the pelvis. You point the toes, zip up through the tummy and reach the leg a little bit back behind you. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, sweep the leg back. Now I'm working quite a large range here, but most of you, when you first start this movement, will be moving a lot smaller. The movement will be a lot smaller, and you're just going to find that range where you can stay really stable through the torso. Breathe in to take the leg forward. Exhale, reach long through the front of the hip. Inhale forward. Point the toes, reach long. Just 2 more repetitions here. Reach long. Final one. Sweep the leg back. Hold it there. Stay. Reach the top arm up long. Stretch the leg back a little longer. Take it a little higher. And then from there, lower the body down. Well done. Swing your legs around. Let's swap to the other side. So again, we're going to begin with our side lift. Propped up onto the forearm. Knees are bent, length through the body, and take the top arm alongside you. From here, we take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, floating up through the hips, hold the position there, and then lower back down. Try that once more. Take a breath in. Exhale, press with the supporting arm, float the hips, hold, and lower down. Now again, you have a choice. You can either stay with legs bent, or if you wish to progress along with me, take the legs out to straight. If your legs are straight, have the feet flexed back towards you, makes you a little bit more stable. Take the top arm alongside the body. Take a breath in here. Again, exhale, float the hips, float the arm, hold, and lower it back down. Twice more. Take a breath in. Exhale, float the hips, float the arm, hold, lower it down. Final repetition. Float the hips, float the arm, hold, and lower down. Well done. Bring the hand in front of you. Remember, propped up on the elbow, or if you tend to notice any tension in the neck in this position, feel free to extend your bottom arm out straight. Keep the top leg reaching really long. Let the feet just relax there. Float the top leg up and lower it down. You're staying perfectly still and stable through the body. You want to get that sense of length through the top half of the waist. Breathing out with each float of the leg. Breathing in as you lower. That's it. We'll just keep that movement going. We have just a few more repetitions here. Use this moment to kind of find your form, find your balance, find your position. Now from here, we float the leg up, hold it there, little circles for 10 and 9. One breath with each circle. This is 6 and 5. Find the stability in your body. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold and reverse it. Circle up and around. 10 and 9. Check the neck and shoulders are really loose and free. And 5 and 4, that's 3, 2, 1, and lower the leg down. When you're ready, float the leg back up in line with the hip, flex the foot, inhale, bring the leg forward, exhale, point the toes, sweep it back behind you, open through the hip. Inhale, fold at the hip to bring it forward, exhale, point the toes, reach long and back. Inhale, slide it forward. Exhale, sweep it back. The leg stays parallel to the ground the whole time. Find that stability through the body. You want that sense of length through the top hip. That's it. Exhale, sweep it back. Just a few more repetitions here. Point the toes, reach long. Imagine someone's gotten hold of your foot here and they're pulling it down and away from you. One more repetition. Exhale, sweep the leg back. Hold it there, stay. Float the arm up in front. Reach a little longer through the toes. Stretch longer, longer, longer. And then lowering the body down. Well done. Let's roll onto your tummy. Coming down, hands come back by your shoulders. Elbows are lifted towards the ceiling. Find length in the lower back. Stretch the legs away from you. And the legs are just parallel here. Take a breath in, breathing out, slide the nose forward and up. Send the breastbone forward and up. You want to find that lift and opening through the mid to upper back initially. Remember, you choose the range here. You may just come this far, or you may come up further with me. As you exhale, press with the hands, lengthen and lift. Choose the range that you wish to work to. Keep the back of the neck long. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. Breathe in there. Exhale, stretch out from the base of the spine. Lengthen out and lower it down. Again, we take a breath in. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up. Shine the heart forward. Press with the hands and lengthen and lift. Breathing in here, stretch out and lower it down. Now check in. Remember, again, if you feel work or compression in the lower back, you're coming too high, reduce your range. Slide the nose forward and up, lengthen and lift, press with the hands. Breathe in there, stretch out and lower it back down. That's it. Again, breathing in, Nose slides forward and up, lengthen and lift, press with the hands. Check the shoulders stay wide, don't let them bunch up towards your ears here. Stretch out from the base of the spine, lengthen out and lower it down. We have one more repetition like this. Breathe in, breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, lengthen and lift, and then stretch it out from the base of the spine to lower down. Now we're going to add into that movement. We take a little rock forward the body, slide the nose forward and up, lengthen and lift, and then lift the hands and rock forward and press back up. Exhale, rock and press. This is 3. We have 2 more repetitions to go. Keep the breastbone up. Keep the gaze slightly lifted. Hold it there, inhale. Exhale, stretch out from the base of the spine and lower the body down. From here, bring your legs all the way together. Sweep your arms around into the small of your back and your fingers are interlocked. Palms face up, elbows drop towards the floor. My head is turned towards one side. From here, I'm going to kick both feet in towards my backside. So I kick the feet in for 3, 2, 1. I reach the legs long and lift them. I lift the chest and I stretch the arms long. My palms face up. From here, lower down, turn your head to the other side. Hands in the small of the back, elbows drop towards the ground and kick the legs in. 3, 2, 1. Stretch the legs long and lift. Breastbone up, reach the arms long. Take it to the other side again. Head turns one way, kick the legs in. 3, 2, 1. Stretch long and lift. And to the other side again, kick. 3, 2, 1. Reach long and lift. We're going to go with a little more pace and flow now. So again, kick. 3, 2, 1. Stretch long and lift on the inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Open up through the chest as you lift. Again, 3, 2, 1. Reach long and lift. Final one. Stretch. 3, 2, 1. Reach long and lift. Hold it up there. Stay. Maintain the position. Sweep the arms out overhead to a wide V and taking little flutter kicks with the arms and legs into your swimming. Think of length through the spine. I don't care how high you are. In fact, I'd rather that you're not lifted too high. Relatively low and very, very long with the body. There should be no rock of the body from side to side. Make sure you breathe. It's just a long, slow, steady breath here. Hold the position there. Reach longer through the fingers and toes. Pause, stretch. Lower the body down. Bring the hands back by your shoulders. Press with the hands to sit back towards the heels and reach and stretch into the lower back. Hold the position there and just breathe for a moment. Let the weight of the body melt down towards the floor. Allow the lower back to lengthen and open and release. From there, you're going to scoop the tummy. You're just going to roll up from the base of the spine. We're going to add a little extra stretch in here. So we're going to go into an exercise called mermaid. The traditional position for mermaid is a Z sit position with one leg bent in and the other shin just directly in front. If you're coming into this position, check that it feels comfortable in your hip and your knee. If there's any discomfort in either of those areas, the easiest way to modify it is just to take this leg straight out. So modify as needed. If you're comfortable in the position though, stay in the full Z sit. I want you to float your arms up to the sides of the room. And I want you to check here. Often when people have good body awareness, they're often very aware of sitting up straight. So sometimes what they do is they over-straighten. So instead of having the rib cage stacked directly over the hips, they actually overextend and lift too much through the spine. So I just want you to check in this position, maybe even take your hands on your rib cage and check. You want to check that your rib cage is directly over your hips. So ring of the rib cage directly over the ring of the pelvis. Once you've got that position, we take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, one hand comes to the mat and the other arm stretches overhead, lengthening over through the side of the body. I breathe into the position there. Exhale, float the body back up tall, and we come up and over to the other side. So again, lengthening over through the waist. Breathing into the sides of the body. And exhale, float back up tall. Again, we lengthen up and over to the side. Find that stretch. My opposite hip stays anchored down into the mat. Breathe in, float back up tall, and exhale, stretch over. I direct the breath into the sides of the waist and the ribs to increase the stretch. Float back up tall. One more repetition to each side. Exhale, up and over. Breathing in. Float back up tall, and then take it over the other way. Again, exhale, up and over. Breathing in. Float back up tall. Now with grace and control, we're going to swap from one side to the other, or just swap anywhere that works. Again, check the position here is comfortable on the knee and the hip. If you need to, you can extend that leg out. Check the ring of the rib cage is directly over the ring of the pelvis. From there, float the arms up, the hands are slightly forward of you. We take the hand over to the mat, stretch the top arm up and over, exhale over. Breathe into the side of the body for the stretch, and then as you exhale, float the body back up tall, and then up and over to the other side. Again, breathing into the waist, exhale, float back up tall. Lengthen again, up and over through the side of the body, breathing in. Exhale, float back up, grow tall. Anchor the sitting bones into the mat and exhale, stretch over. We have just one more repetition here to each side. Again, lengthening, stretch, up and over to the side, breathing in. Float that body back up, and again, lengthen and stretch, up and over to the side, breathing in. Coming back up, and allow those arms to rest down. Now from here, we're going to come into a position on our hands and our knees. We've been doing our leg pull front prep, where we go from the plank position into an inverted V over the last number of weeks. Today we're going to start with a couple of preps, and then we're going to go into the full leg pull. So from here, tuck your toes under, sit halfway back to the heels, tailbone leads the way up to the ceiling into a little V position. Let the heels descend towards the floor a little bit so you get a bit of a stretch through the back of the legs. From here, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring yourself forward. And if you need to adjust your hands out a little as you can, then in that position, so you find that perfect plank position. Tailbone leads the way up to the ceiling, back into the inverted V. Find the stretch there. Exhale, bring the body weight forward. Steel from head to heel, long line through the back of the body. Inhale, tailbone to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more repetitions here. Bring the body weight forward. Tailbone up to the ceiling. Find that stretch in the length through the back of the body. 1 more repetition. Bring the body forward. Tailbone goes up to the ceiling. Now, for our full leg pull, if you wish to progress, we come forward to the plank. We hold it there. Maintain the position. As you exhale, one leg floats off the ground. Inhale to lower it. Exhale, the other leg floats off the ground. Inhale to lower. Continue here from side to side. Exhale and lower. The lift is not big. It's only as far as I can without hiking up through my hips. Just 1 more on each side will be enough for today. Final repetition. Hold it there. Tailbone to the ceiling. Heels descend towards the floor. Reset yourself into your inverted V. Let the head hang heavy there. Press the floor a little bit away with the hands and just breathe. When you're ready, rise up onto the toes. Bend those knees, scoot the tummy. Jump your feet forward. Again, sitting down onto your backside. Allow the legs to lengthen forward. Bring the hands back behind your hips. So we had our leg pull front, and now we're going to go into leg pull. Again, we'll start with a leg pull prep initially, which we've been doing for the last few weeks. Lift a little through the chest, open across the collarbones, take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, you float the hips up, long line through the front of the body. Breathe in, hold that position there. Exhale, lower it back down. And again, inhale. Exhale, press with the hands, float the hips, breathe in. Lower the body back down. 1 more repetition, breathing in. Exhale, float the hips up. Breathe in, hold. Lower the hips down. Now on the next set, you have a choice. You can either stay with exactly the same variation as you were just doing, or if you wish to progress, you can follow along with me. We add a leg lift. So from here, we take a breath in. As you exhale, press into the hands, float the hips, maintain that position. 1 leg floats up and lowers down. Stabilize. Float the other leg on the inhale. Exhale to lower. Keep pressing the floor away with the hands. Exhale to lower. Inhale for the lift. We're just going to do 1 more repetition on each side. Lower it down. Final repetition. Lower it down. Hold. Lower the hips down. Well done. Bend your knees here. Not going into our seal, we have an extra little exercise before we get to seal. Hands come back behind the thighs. Lift tall through the spine, and we're going to begin here with our assisted roll up to come down to the floor. So we take a breath in, Breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under deep in the belly. Let the feet glide along the mat. You roll all the way down onto your back. Let the head and shoulders rest back. From here, we take a breath in. Now we take a breath in and then exhale to curl up. As we curl up this time though, my feet aren't going to come down to the floor. Instead, I keep my shins parallel to the floor and I come up into a slightly lifted position through my chest. Breathing in. Breathe out, slide your gaze down, slide the tailbone under, deep in the belly, roll straight back through the spine to the mat. Taking a breath in at the bottom. Again, as you exhale, start to float the head and shoulders deep in the belly, press the back of the thighs into the hands, scoot the tummy in, and see if you can come up and find that little balance position just back off the sitting bones. Hold it there, inhale. Exhale, slide the gaze down, tailbone slides under. Now I'm going to start to layer in progressions into this little exercise. This is teaser prep we're working on. So you can either stay at that same level or if you wish to progress, follow along with me. Float the head and shoulders deep in the belly, articulate up through the spine, come up to that little balance position on the tip of the tailbone or just back. Allow the arms and the legs to reach away if you can. Hold. Bend the knees down, hands behind the thighs. Deep in the belly, slide the tailbone under, slide the gaze down, roll the body straight back. Let's try that again, taking a breath in. Breathe out, start to float the head and shoulders deep in the belly. Floating up to that little balance point, just back off the sitting bones. Reach the fingertips and toes long, if you wish. Allow the knees to bend, hands come behind the thigh, and articulate down. For our final prep, you have the option of releasing the hands from behind the legs. So again, stay as you were if you wish, or progress with me. If you want to progress, take the arms overhead, take a breath in. As you breathe out deep in the belly, articulate up through the spine, find that little balance position, reach the fingers and toes, exhale, slide the gaze down and articulate all the way back to the mat. Let's try that again, taking a breath in. Exhale, float the head and shoulders, deep in the belly, articulate up through the spine, reach fingers and toes long, bend the knees, slide the gaze down, roll the body back. We're going to come up just once more. We take a breath in, breathe out, float the head and shoulders, deep in the belly, articulate up through the spine, reach fingers and toes long, hold the position there, bend the legs down, reach through, take hold of your ankles, slide the gaze down, rolling straight back into seal, deep in the belly, roll back and clap. 3, 2, 1, coming up, and again, clap. 3, 2, 1. Scoot the tummy, roll it back. We're finding free and easy movement now after the work that we've done in class. Exhale, scoot the tummy, roll it back, clap those feet, bring it back up, find that balance point. Just a couple more repetitions here. Scoot the tummy, roll it back up. A big couple because we're going to do 2 more now. Slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under, bringing it back up. And final repetition, scoot that belly, roll it back, bring it back up and pause at the top and release those legs down. We've got a final stretch coming up. So sitting on your mat facing towards me. Take one leg directly forward, have the other leg just bent out to the side. See if you can get a real sense of length and lift up through the spine in this position here. Your hands are going to come onto the mat. You're going to hinge forward from the hips until you start to get a bit of sense of stretch through the back of the thigh. And then you're going to allow your body to round forward. Let your head hang heavy down towards the leg. And just relax and breathe in that hamstring stretch position there. Now, every person doing this stretch is going to be different on the range and how far they get into the movement in the position. And you may well find that the range that you have varies from day to day. So some days you might feel really loose and flexible and you feel like you can get down a long way, and other days you'll feel like you can barely move at all. So just listen to how your body is on the particular day you're doing the stretch. You want to find a strong stretch, but you still want it to be comfortable. You don't want to try and force into the range. Again, hold in that position for a moment, breathe a little longer. And then when you're ready, just scoop the tummy, rolling up from the base of the spine. We're going to come up all the way tall. From here, allow that leg to open out to the side. Your hips still stay facing directly forward. We're going to hinge forward from the pelvis, and you're going to start to find a sense of stretch through the inner thigh muscles. Again, hold that position there and just breathe. And the stretch should feel fairly gentle here. It won't be like a massive, really strong stretch, but it should feel like a nice area to get into. Again, when you're ready, let the body just come back upright. The arm on the side of the bent leg reaches straight up to the ceiling, grow tall. Other arm runs down the inside of the leg, lengthen up and over through the waist, so you feel that stretch through that whole top side of the body. You're going to imagine that that top arm, rather than reaching down towards the leg, think of it reaching out past the toes. Hold the position, and again, just maintain it there, and just breathe. Now when you're ready, rotate down to face the leg. One hand goes on either side of the foot leg. Let the body lengthen forward, let the head hang slightly heavy. So now you're going to get the stretch through the side of the lower back and also through the back of that leg that you're lengthening forward over. Again, just let the head hang heavy, let yourself melt towards the position. Allow, as usual on the stretching, any unnecessary tension to release away from the body. And just breathe. And then in your own time, let the hands just walk back up and you're going to come back upright. Let's swap to the other side. Bend the first leg in, extend the other leg straight out in front. You're going to lift tall through the spine. You're going to hinge forward from the hips. Once you've found a little bit of a position with a flat back hinging forward, then you're allowed to round and lengthen the body forward just as far as feels comfortable. And it might feel different from one side to the next, and that's fine. Again, just listen to how your body is today. If you're ever doing stretching yourself at home, and you do notice as you're doing a stretch that one side's a lot tighter than another, then you can always feel free to hold that tighter side a little bit longer on the stretch. Or sometimes if I'm particularly tight on one side, I might do that side twice, compared to just once on the looser side. But what I do want you to watch with that, if you do know that you tend to have any imbalances that way, is just pay attention to how you feel on the particular day. Sometimes people get in the habit of always spending longer stretching one side than the other, and they don't realise when they sort of overshoot the mark and actually make their tighter side the more flexible one. From there, when you're ready, just scoop the tummy, roll the body back up. Allow that leg to open out towards the side. Hands reaching onto the mat in front, find length through the spine. Hinge forward from the hips, just until you find that sort of gentle stretch through the inner thigh area. Hold that position and just breathe. Let the body just relax in that position. Soften a little through the upper body. So usually this position feels like a fairly gentle stretch, but sometimes it can be surprisingly tight. The inner thigh muscles often get a little bit neglected, both in terms of strength and in terms of flexibility. When you're ready, we're going to bring the body back upright. The arm on the side of the bent leg reaches straight up towards the ceiling. Really think of lengthening and lifting tall. Allow the other arm to run down the inside of the leg. Top arm stretches up and over. Energy out through the fingers there. Hold the position and just breathe. And again, you can use the breath to increase that stretch into that whole side of the body. When you're ready from here, allow yourself to rotate over to face the leg. One hand comes in front, one hand to the back side of the leg. Allow your head to hang heavy, and again, just rest and breathe. Feeling the stretch opening up through the side of the lower back and also through the back of that leg that you're lengthening forward over. Check your neck muscles are really loose and relaxed here, so you can give the head a little rock side to side. Check the neck and shoulders feel really loose and free. Breathe into the back of the body. When you're ready from there, again, just rounding that body, coming all the way back up tall, allowing yourself just to bend that leg in. And congratulations, you've officially completed your Progressive Beginners Pilates course. Now, as I mentioned at the start of today's class, we have gone a bit beyond just basic and beginners repertoire. So if it takes you a while to actually get to the point where you feel as though you've mastered all of the classes in this course series, then that's absolutely fine. Take your time, spend as long on one level as you feel you need to before progressing onto the next level, and just respect where your body is at the moment and enjoy the process. Thank you for joining us.